The man is able to trace is his desire to walk, dive, or just descend beneath the sea. There are many recorded moments of his attempts to conquer the environment of water. It could well be, as many historians infer, that man occasionally reaches back to what may have been his origin. It is the naked or free breath-hold diver, however, that meets the real challenge, for it is this method that presents the greatest risk. In the modern idiom, man continues his search beneath the sea. The United States Navy supplies many of the men and the answers. These blue jackets are part of a growing team, willing to make any sacrifice which could lead to a breakthrough for man and his environment. Nowhere does the meaning of man in the sea inspire more loyalty and pride than here in Groton, Connecticut, home of submariners and submarine instructors for the entire Navy. The possibilities of tomorrow are reflected in the mirror of today. This tower houses the submarine escape training tank, a place where men learn how to survive. In their everyday jobs as sailors aboard submarines, there may be a crucial time when they will have to depend upon their training to survive. You are watching examples of escape from the 50-foot level of the 118-foot tank. Here, Robert A. Croft and his team began their preparations for the free breath-hold dive for the world's record. Two retired Navy divers, Ernie Colburn and Tony Catugno, and two active divers on duty with the Navy, Jim Schwartz and John Williams, were chosen to become Croft's team for the expedition off Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Each day, following strict Navy diving procedure, they prepared in every way possible. Nothing, however, is the same as salt water. Many questions remain to be answered in the Atlantic Ocean. By now, the world was slowly learning about Project 33 Fathoms Plus. When the team began arriving in Fort Lauderdale in January, the first news stories had begun to tell of the effort that was to be made by this small band of Navy divers to break the 54-year-old world depth record. This was an unusual expedition, and it had a few gory possibilities. No man had gone over 200 feet in a naked dive successfully in recent years. A Frenchman and an Italian were the deepest free divers at this point. Dr. Jim Doherty tested the bird resuscitator as a group of curious onlookers gathered on the Marina wharf. The specially designed handbrake was tested. And Bill Fay, skipper of the Navy diver, and Frenchie Colburn gave the signal to get underway.
I don't have to wear waders.
By Friday, February 3rd, Croft and the support tug were ready for the first dives. The trial and error at sea. A host of boats, plus a seagoing tug loaded with press, radio, and television reporters, followed the diving craft out of the harbor. A submarine, based in Connecticut, the likes of which had been a former home to most of the crew. Croft's way of life for 12 years.
Right in between the two boats. Okay, you're too high enough.
The tension began to increase aboard ship as Jim Schwartz adjusted his Mae West life jacket. Jim was the safety and escort diver. His mission was to dive with Croft and monitor his every move. Safety was the first consideration of all hands. One last check on the handbrake was made. Constantly in the mind of the team was the thoracic squeeze, which crushes an ordinary man's chest cavity at 90 to 120 feet.
under the air. Okay? Other divers, down. Starting, down. Down. Fourth, fifth, man, down.
3 descending lines were used to render support to Croft and the other. Everybody was standing by. The team was ready. So was Croft.